and welcome back onto my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a book scavenger hunt. I have the prompts next to me, and with that let's get on to the video. A book you read in one day. Let's go. Right, there's not one over there, but let's look here. Okay. Never Never by Serena Valentino. I love this book so much. I think I started it on... I'm gonna have to look it up. Okay. I started it on the 6th and finished it on the 7th. So a day, I'm assuming it means one day, not one sitting, because then I'd have to look for a completely different book. So I'm gonna go from one day, which was this book. I do recommend this is entire series. They're not connected per se. There is an order that is recommended you follow, because there's like the timeline. But other than that, you don't have to, but it is very, very highly recommended. A book that is written by 3 or more authors. And I think I know what that is actually. I think it's in that bookshop over there, so I'll be back. Being Ace. It is edited by Madeline Dyer, but there are multiple authors as it's like a collection of short stories. So I'll just open the contents. Here we go. Ooh. All the stories and the authors, so you can see it was written by quite a lot of authors. Obviously the main premise is like characters that are asexual, and there's like fantasy, there's all different kind of genres mixed in, and I really love this book. Being asexual myself, it was so nice just reading about asexual characters, and it holds a special place in my heart. I really love this. A book title that is 6 words. I've got a massive shelf behind me, so let's just look at that and try and count. Oh, I found one. How to Find a Missing Girl. I have not read this yet. Oh look, it's fluffy. Bonus points for that. I haven't read this yet. I won't read the synopsis because that'll just be too long, but I'll read the little title. 1 missing girl is unthinkable. 2 is unforgivable. And it's such a pretty cover as well. Like, how nice is that? That's the back. I can't say anything about it because I haven't read it, but I do really want to. Oh yeah, and there's a little thing here. When girls start disappearing, secrets will spill. That's very intriguing. Very intriguing. Wow, maybe I have found a book I want to read this month. We will see. A book that is between 324 and 387 pages. Again, I've got 2 bookshelves here. I will just quickly look through them all and have a look. Have a look. This might be a bit ambitious. Yep. This might be too thick as well, but might as well look. Oh, I think I found one. Between 324 and 387. Make sure this isn't a start of another book. Okay. This book has 367 pages, I'll even show. There we go, 367, and there's like no more after that, apart from like a note from the author and all that kind of stuff. Again, I haven't read this either. I do really want to, and look, it's another pretty gorgeous book. I'll read a little quote from someone who read this because it's just too long to read. After finishing this book, my heart was pounding and I couldn't find words big enough to describe how brilliant, beautiful and powerful it is. That's by L.E. Flynn, author of All Eyes on Her. Very promising. A book I would recommend to my besties. That means I need to go over to my red shelf and have a look around what books I think my 2 best friends would like. They like completely different genres, so I might have to pick 2 books instead of 1 because they're completely different in the kind of books they like. So I'll be back. Okay, let's start with my best friend Katie. I think she would like this book, a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares, and I will read the synopsis. Let's start. Esther Solar is unusual. It's not just her outfit, it's always a costume, Red Riding Hood today, or her family with their unique and weird obsessions. When Esther is mugged by Jonah, an old classmate, he takes everything she has, including her phone and her private list of worst nightmares. Jonah returns the phone with nothing left in it but his number. Esther knows she shouldn't phone Jonah, but she does. Jonah sets Esther a challenge to work their way through her list of fears together, facing one terrifying fear at a time, plus one that surprises them both. I really liked this when I first read it, and I'll read the little paragraph at the top as well. A darkly hilarious love story about facing fears, one snake, spider and potentially unstable 4th floor balcony at a time. I really think she'll enjoy this. It's got like the little love story about it, but it's not also kind of boring. It's got a little bit of action about facing fears and all that kind of stuff, and you get to read about what her fears are. And I honestly, I read this years ago, so this is just a guess, but I'm pretty sure she says why, I think, but I cannot be 100% certain. But either way, I really do think Katie would like this. And now let's get on to the book that I think Lauren would like. The book I think Lauren would like is Dark Room by Tom Becker. I read this a very long time ago, but I remember absolutely loving it. It's like a thriller, and I don't want to say who done it, really, but you obviously don't know who the killer is to the end, and it's a massive plot twist, and oh my god, is it good. I remember that 100%. But I think she'll like this. I'll read the synopsis and see if you would like it too. But let's get on with it. The camera never lies. Darla and her dad are looking for a fresh start, but when they wind up in affluent Saffron Hills, Darla stands no chance of fitting in with the beautiful, selfie-obsessed teens at her new school. Just when she thinks things can't get any worse, she starts having visions. The gruesome snapshots flashing into Darla's mind seem to suggest she's going crazy, until she realises they're actually a horrifying glimpse into the future. With a killer on the loose, can she make sense of what she's seeing before it's too late? Honestly, I might even reread this. It's so good. I think she'd like the thriller aspect. I think she'd like trying to piece together who the killer is. I think she'd also like seeing like what visions Darla has. It's such a good book. But yeah, those two, I do think they would like these books. A book that has a character with an animal sidekick. Oh, I'm going to struggle with this one, I think, but let's have a look. None on that shelf, but let's have a look at what's behind me. Okay, I don't see one, but let's look at the other side of it. Now, when it says sidekick, I don't know if it means like you can converse with each other or just like a little animal that follows you around. But I'm going to go the latter because I think that's what this one is, which is Seated Ghosts. I'm pretty sure her cat comes with her. I'm not 100% sure. I read this such a long time ago. But I'm pretty sure this cat comes around with her. I think. I mean, look at it. It's such a cute little kitty cat. I don't really remember what happens that much because it was quite a few years ago now, I believe. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what happens, but I think the cat is a sidekick. A book with bisexual rep. I know I have one, and I know exactly where it is. It's over there, so I'll go get it. Phoenix Keeper. This gorgeous book has bisexual rep. I read this very recently and I loved it. It was a little slow for me, like too much of a slow burn. But other than that, it's such a good book. And I mean, it's gorgeous as well. Yeah. It has bisexual rep in it. Very slow to get to it, but bisexual rep nonetheless. A book title that has all the letters in your first name. That might be a struggle, but I have some shelves to look at, so let's have a look. Okay, not off to a good start. There's none there, but let's have a look at this side and this side, and then I'll have a look at my red books. Okay, I could look at these ones. These have a really long title, so okay, let's look at these ones. I might have a good one here. Let's look up here. Okay, I don't think there's any on this shelf. I'll have a look at my other ones and I hope I've got one. Okay, A Twisted Tale anthology. Let's go through it together. So, A, L, I, S, H and A. I'm so glad I found one. This is a really good book of like short stories. It's from the same authors that wrote the Twisted Tale series, like What Once Was Mine, A Whole New World, Part of Your World, that kind of series by different authors. This is like other stories that are not long enough to make a full book. To give examples, we've got What If Snow White Learned Magic? What If Mulan Became the Emperor's Advisor? What If Anastasia had change of heart? What If Mufasa gave up his throne? Let's grab a couple more quickly. What If Belle had to take her father's place at the fair? And one more. What If Aurora knew the truth about her curse? A really nice collection of books. I did really enjoy them. I do recommend this book actually. It's really nice. It's also just a gorgeous book in general. The oldest book on my shelf. Okay, the oldest book is probably going to be something I've already read, so I'll go look at my red bookshelf and I'll be back. The Trail Trilogy. I'm not sure if this is my absolute oldest, as I have been unhauling books, so it's probably in there somewhere, but I think out of all the ones I've kept, this is the oldest out of those ones. I would reread this, but I think I'd get them separately because this is such a hefty book that I think it would just be hard to read because of how big it is. And I don't think you can tell, but it has got a cracked spine because it was really difficult to read this big chunk. I think altogether actually, because obviously it's 3 books in one, it's 972 pages. It's really nice though. I'm going to try and summarise it. Wendy, Everly was 6. Her mother was convinced she was a monster and tried to kill her. 11 years later, Wendy discovers her mother was almost right. She's not who she believed she'd be. Her whole life begins to unravel, all because of Finn Holmes. He's a darkly handsome newcomer, and every encounter with him leaves her deeply shaken. He tells her the shocking truth. Wendy is the changeling who was snatched at birth, and he's come to take her home. Basically, that's all about her adventures going back home and all the events that unravel when she arrives, basically. A really nice trilogy. I do recommend it. It's like a fantasy. It's got a little bit of action from what I remember. But I remember absolutely devouring this series when I first read it. A book you have an unpopular opinion on. There's 2 that springs to mind. So I will go and see whatever one I find first, and that'll be the one that I choose. Twisted Hate. I really, really, really did not like this book at all. I really hated Josh so much. Like, he was so insufferable to me, and I just don't know how she forgave him after what he did to her. I really hated this book so much. I actually ended up skipping most of Josh's parts because he was so insufferable. I hated him so much. I just didn't like it at all. Like, I would have DNF'd it probably, but I did it as part of a readathon, I think last month, I think. So, I feel bad saying this, but to me it was a horrible book, terrible. Like, I just hated it. Ironically, I hated Twisted Hate. But did you like it? And if so, what did you like about it? Because I struggled to find any positives. Like, Jules was okay, but if not for her, I probably would have DNF'd it. Even if I didn't, like, if I wasn't reading it with readathon, I would have DNF'd it. But Jules, she made it a little better, but I still really did not like it at all. 3 books for the same author. I know exactly what I'm going to go for, so I'll be back. It has to be The Good Girls Guide to Murder series by Holly Jackson, my absolute favourite author. I love this series so much, like, so much. I'm actually going to reread it next year. I only read As Good as Dead last year, so I want it to be like 2 years since I read it. So this is probably my absolute favourite series. Look at the covers, they're all so nice as well, they're gorgeous. Maybe I'm biased because I absolutely love Holly Jackson's books. I have all of her books and 3 copies of The Reappearance of Rachel Price, but you know, it's normal, right? If you haven't read the series, you should, and definitely read it before you watch the show, because you just need to read the books before you watch the show. It's just very important. But I do recommend this series. I absolutely love it. And the very last prompt is books that start with a Q, and I only have one book that starts with a Q, and that is this one, which is Queen of Myth and Monsters. A very, very good book. I read this fairly recently. It does end on a little cliffhanger, but I know there's another book coming out soon. I think it's soon anyway. It might actually not be soon, I don't remember. But either way, it's coming out, and I cannot wait for it, honestly. And that was the book Scavenger Hunt. I have the massive pile here, so give me a second and I'll hold it up. I tried to show the pile, but I dropped it. And I'm not doing it again. I'll try actually, and I'll clip the video I took with the video of me holding it and add it here. But thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Remember to hit the bell to get notified when I post. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.